Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 7th of October 1975, and the title is Which Gathering is Bap Dada Seeing Today? This is a gathering of Raj Rishis. Do you move along while constantly considering yourself to be a Raj Rishi? On one side to have a kingdom, and on the other side to be a Rishi? The qualifications needed for each are distinct from one another. One is fortunate, and the other is renunciation. One is to have all rights, and the other is to be a rishi, which means to have unlimited disinterest. To have all rights and to have unlimited disinterest. One is to be loved by all, and the other is to be totally detached. Both qualifications are constantly and simultaneously visible in the words and deeds. To have self-sovereignty at present means to be able to rule your physical senses. This is known as self-sovereignty, and the other is a double kingdom of the future, that is, to be able to rule both the self and the world. Do you have a right to the double kingdom? Do you constantly have the intoxication of a double kingdom? To the extent that you have intoxication of the kingdom, so there should also be unlimited disinterest. That is, does the form of a rishi remain constantly in your awareness? Do you have a balance of both forms? Or do you constantly remember one form and forget the other? Have you developed unlimited disinterest in that old body and bodily world? Or does that old body and world still pull you to itself? Do you experience it to be a graveyard? Do you actually see souls in front of you being unconscious? Or is it just for the sake of saying it? Unless you experience everyone to be already dead, that is, unless you experience this world to be a graveyard, you cannot become one who has unlimited disinterest. In today's world, those who have limited disinterest go to the forest or to the graveyard. This is why the temporary disinterest experienced at a graveyard is remembered. So unless you experience this world to be a graveyard, how would you possibly be able to experience permanent, unlimited disinterest? Ask yourself, have I become a rishi? As long as having disinterest, those who have such faith will also maintain the happiness of having all rights. Therefore, in order to become a Raj Rishi, you should be able to experience the intoxication of a kingdom and scenes of unlimited disinterest simultaneously. You should be able to see the land of angels, paristhan, in front of you to the extent that you experience the world to be a graveyard, kabristhan. Through your renunciation, you will also be able to see your fortune clearly in front of you. The stage of a perfect Raj Rishi, that is, the intoxication end goal, will be very clear. The goal means the perfect stage. The goal of those who have such intoxication would be as close as when a physical object is clearly visible with the physical eyes. When you can see it in front of you, there won't be a question such as, Does this object exist? What is it? What is it like? Etc. In this way, because you will be able to see the perfect stage in front of you, the questions of whether you will become something or not, or what the perfect stage is, will finish. You will very clearly be able to see signs in yourself of the perfect stage. Do you know what those signs would be? Are you able to experience them? The first sign is that there won't be any attachment, either in your thoughts or your dream, to any person or object of the old world. You will constantly consider yourself to have stepped away from the iron-aged world and to be confluence-aged. You will see impure souls of the entire world with the vision of mercy and benevolence. You will constantly experience yourself to be a server, the same as the Father. You will constantly experience yourself to be victorious in every situation and test. You will perform every deed considering the right to victory to be your birthright. You will constantly experience yourself to be seated on the Trimurti throne. Because of being an embodiment of Trikaldarshi awareness, one who knows the three aspects of time, of every deed, you make every deed an elevated deed, a pure deed. You will experience your account of sin to be finished. You will constantly experience every task and every thought to be already accomplished. You will experience yourself to be beyond all sanskars and nature. You will constantly experience yourself to be set on the seat of a detached observer. These are the signs and also the goal. Such a soul is called a Raj Rishi. Have you become such a Raj Rishi? You have received the title of Raj Rishi, have you not? You are a practical form of the title that you have, are you not? To be a Brahmin means that you're speaking and doing, you're thinking and speaking, you're listening and putting into practice will all be the same. All of you are Brahmins, are you not? Are you able to stabilize yourself in whatever stage you want in a second? Have you become ever ready to this extent? You experience the practice of being bodiless as easily and naturally as you experience coming into the body. You are the spiritual military, are you not? The military are those who put every order into practice in a second. If you were to receive an order to become bodiless now, would you be ever ready? Or do you still have to make yourself ready? If the military were to take time in getting ready, would they experience victory? Now practice being constantly ever ready. Acha, to the most elevated Brahmins of the confluence age, who maintains the intoxication of having all rights, to those who maintain the intoxication of the kingdom of the world, to such elevated souls, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and Namaste. Om Shanti.